everybody, this is Terry, and I'd like to welcome you to our Cosy Christmas Collaboration. Now, this is the first video in a series of quite a few videos. We're probably going to have 2 projects this month for our giant collaboration. Now, the kit is a double kit because it's a collaboration between LineDotArrow and Nonstop Papercrafts. Now, the 2 kits are each 20 pages, okay? Then there's an add-on kit from each. That's another 20 pages, so that's 80 pages. Plus, there's going to be, as an example, here's an example of one of the add-on kits. And these little, okay? These are the Nonstop Papercraft. Okay, then here's the LineDotArrow. That's the main kit. I don't have a printout of the add-on kit for some reason. You know, the tear sheet. And then this is an example of the freebies. This is page 3, it says. So you're probably going to get several pages apparently. So now, I'm going to go over this just a little bit because it is the first video and it's going to come out, this one's coming out on December 4th. And all of the intro video that I published on the 25th of November, which is the Sweet Pea Papers and Junk Journal Tutorials and More monthly update video. You should watch that. It's about 20 minutes long is all. And it goes over all of everything about the collaboration and the contest and the drawing and the challenges and everything. But I'm going to give you the abbreviated version now so that if you haven't seen that yet, you should go back and see it. You should also go back on the 25th and see Natalie at LineDotArrow, see her video because she does a flip through of the kit. We're not going to do that here. And she does the first challenge. She shows you how to make it. The same with Suzanne at Nonstop Papercrafts. On the 25th, she's gonna release her intro video, and it's gonna have a flip through of her part of the kit. And then, and these lines are not there. I had a problem with my printer. I don't know if you can see them or not. You probably can't even see them. So anyway, if you can see them, they're not normally there. And she's going to have her intro video with the flip through of her side of the kit, which is 40 pages. And like I said, they're not going to show you the freebies because that wouldn't make them a surprise, would it? So, and she'll do her version of the challenge for the week. Okay? So I'm going to leave these set here while I talk about this just for a minute. So the collaboration is large, and it includes, of course, LineDotArrow Facebook group, and of course LineDotArrow because Natalie's one of the designers. That's over here. Then also Nonstop Papercrafts, which is Suzanne, and hers is just her YouTube channel, and you can get her freebies and such from her Ko-Fi channel or page, and of course they're free even though they're at Ko-Fi. And then Haystack's Crafty Corner Facebook group, Two Sister Jam Facebook group, Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, which is me, and Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, which is also me. So now every week you're going to get multiple freebies from LineDotArrow and from Nonstop Papercrafts. Those are free for doing the challenges, and then there's also freebies every week. Then from the other 4 that are just the Facebook groups, I might want to add that the Facebook group owners all have YouTube channels, so you're going to want to watch them and their videos. So Haystacks, we'll call it HCC, Two Sisters Jam, we're going to call 2SJ. Sweet Pea Papers is going to be SPP. Junk Journal Tutorials and More is going to be JJTM, just in case you see it in any of the links and all the copious information, which is going to be below this video. All the links to the Facebook groups, a link to the direct a direct link to the kits, a link to the YouTube channels, and all that. And then don't forget that there are also design teamers for LineDotArrow, and all the design team members are going to be doing videos with this kit as well, or projects with this kit as well. They're going to be listed below, and you really should go visit them. They also have wonderful, wonderful projects for you to see and to learn from and to enjoy, craft along with, all that good stuff. And so, once again, Haystack's Crafty Corner, Two Sisters Jam, Sweet Pea Papers, and Junk Journal Tutorials, and more. We're all going to have one page a week that we give away for free. But you have to go to each group to get their freebie for the week. In other words, you can't go... I just realized I have my hand warmers on. You can't go to, for example, Two Sisters Jam and get the freebie for Haystack's Crafty Corner or Sweet Pea Papers. You have to go to Haystack's Crafty Corner to get their freebie for the week. You have to go to Two Sisters Jam to get their freebie sheet for the week. You have to go to Sweet Pea Papers to get my freebie. And then you have to go to Junk Journal Tutorials and more to get my other freebie. All right, you got that? Okay. Now, every week, there are going to be the opportunity for you to post pictures or videos or minis or shorts or whatever you want to call them of your projects or pieces of your projects, cards and tags and pockets and things like that in all 5 of the groups. There's 5 groups because Nonstop Papercrafts doesn't have a group that's going to be participating. Excuse me if I'm out of breath. I have 1, possibly 2 fractured ribs. I fell. So don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm just a klutz, but I'm just explaining why it is that I keep running out of air at the end of each sentence. Besides the fact I talk like a mad woman. So again, when you post your pictures in all 5 groups, each group that you post your picture in, each group is going to have a drawing. So you're going to have 6 drawings because Nonstop Papercraft is going to have a drawing, and it's going to be held in the LineDotArrow Facebook group. So they're going to have 2 drawings, but there's 5 prizes in each drawing. I'm sorry, there's 3 prizes in each drawing, so that's an equals 15 prizes. I think I said it wrong before. No, that's not right. 3 prizes, 6 people, that's 18 prizes. Yay. Okay, so every time you post a picture, video, short, whatever, of your projects or piece in one of the Facebook groups, you'll get entered into their drawing. If you use, please specify what you used. Okay, it's so much easier for us. We don't know. So if you don't tell us, we're just going to give you 1 entry. So if you use just the freebies, then you get 1 entry for each post. If you use the freebie plus the kit or just the kit, then those posts get 2 entries into the drawings for you in each group. So you can have 10 entries from 1 project or 1 photo if you use the kit and the freebies or just the kit. Now, you don't have to buy the kit to do the challenges every week, and you don't have to buy the kit to post your pictures. I'm just saying that if you happen to buy the kit, then you will get extra entries for that. Now, as far as the kit goes, half of it's going to be at Nonstop Papercrafts, so she's going to have a kit and an add-on kit. And I think I said this, Natalie's going to have a kit and an add-on kit at LineDotArrow, and then the freebies. So I think that covers the main thing. I'm not going to go too far into it. I want you to go look at the November 25th updates video, and it explains everything. The first maybe 10 minutes is on things specific to the 2 groups. and or Sweet Pea Paper's YouTube channel. The rest of it is all about this collaboration. You got it? So the main thing to remember is to watch everybody's videos, because that's great. Make sure to like and comment, and then subscribe if you're not subscribed. And then also to go to all 5 Facebook groups and post your pictures. Use the hashtag Cosy Christmas Collab in each post. And then also in each post, let us know what you used to make your project with. That will get you your entries. Okay, I think that's it. I've rambled on enough. I'm not going to go that far into it in the beginning of each video, but I will talk about the fact that it's a collaboration at the beginning. Okay. Here's a sample of challenge papers. I think I put that up there anyway. Anyway, I don't want to leave it up too long because it's a freebie. Yeah, I did. Okay, so let me put this somewhere. All right, so I took the kit, and of course I took all the papers and cut them apart, and then I cut them in half. These are all the book pages. Okay, you have to excuse me, I have ink all over my hands, even though I washed them. And a little baby paper cut. Not allowed near paper either. Apparently paper is a sharp as well. I like this for a cover, to tell you the truth. A front cover and a back cover. I do actually like that. I do. Paper clip those together. I can't. Sure I can. Let's make sure, because when I cut them in half, I forgot my easy way to cut them in half and make sure they were all the same size, which is to fold them in half. You don't have to crease them, but just pinch the top where they're folded in half, open it up, and cut it where that little pinch is, straight down, and then you'll get a perfect half and half. And so I did that with these. So I have a whole lot of those. And then I accidentally double printed one of the kits. So I have, or had 60 pages. My printer was not happy. It printed and printed and printed and printed and printed. So there's also these 2 pages, which I left together. There's this one. And this one. So you can make booklets, or when you're making your book, you've got covers. You can have your choice. Make more than one project. Then I also kept the duplicates of the backing papers and the collage papers because it was easier to do that just in case we wanted to do something with doubles. I didn't pair them. But anyway, the one thing I want to talk to you about is, and I was going to leave one on, oh, here, I'll show you. I think it's easiest to see on one of these. This is almost the height of the regular page, and you'll notice that printed out in the UK or the European size of A5, I believe, you have a larger border at the top and the bottom, and a smaller border on either side if this was not a ephemera page. And the reason for that is their paper is a different size, just a little bit. So when you print it out in the US, you're going to get a little bit shorter book. You want to turn off your fill the page, your borderless. You want to turn that off, and you want to turn off your fit to page, which is where it makes it fit the full 8.5 by 11, because it stretches out the top and the bottom, and then it cuts off the sides. It brings the whole thing in so that that fills, and anyway, you lose a whole bunch of your image. So turn off your fit to page, turn off your borderless, and then print it that way, and then you're going to end up with a little bit shorter book, but you'll have the entire picture on your page. Okay, so there's tons of ephemera. I have this much that I'm going to cut out by hand because it has light colored borders, and my scan and cut doesn't like that. And then half of the, 2/3 of the ephemera is over by my scan and cut waiting to be cut. There's so much of it, and I needed to get started with the project, and so I went ahead and cut the papers, and we're going to go ahead and start with that. Because of my ribs, I can normally work faster than this. So what are we going to do? We're going to do a manila folder project, a big one. Why is this page over there? I do not know. I know for sure this one's the right size. This is the other half of the page. Let's double check. The ones that I eyeballed did not come out correct. So I've got a bunch in here that are a little bit off either way. In fact, all of them are. But it'll be all right. So we're going to take this piece of paper and use it to measure for our projects. Now, the fact that this says BB Craft does not matter, because as you know, we're just going to cut this much. These are regular size manila folders, and they're some of the last regular size ones that I have. And as you can see, when we cut them for the pages, we are not going to have tabs, but I do want a tab on the front and maybe a couple more. So we're going to take the tab that we cut off, and we're going to create our own tab. We're going to trace it. Now that means when we cut this, it's going to be larger on the side over here that we're going to have the tab on. So let's see how big our tab is. Our tab is 1/2 an inch tall, so we're going to have to add 1/2 an inch plus 1/8. Let's see, this is 1/4. I think I want 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So we'll go half of it. I'm just eyeballing this. And about 1/8 from the bottom. Okay, and we're going to go 1/8 above the top. And that's going to be our height. And then for the width, we want to add 1/2 an inch for the tab, and then 1/8 for the border. So it's going to be this wide. Okay, so we're going to do that. And I got out a bunch. I'd like to use, we've got a whole month, and we may do one small project and make this a bigger project. You never know. I think that's what we'll probably do. And you're going to have these scraps. And I should have cut it the other way first, so we're not going to be able to use this tab as our template. It was silly of me. So you want to cut the width first and then the height. Anyway, this is our size. Now if we want a tab on it, we're going to make it this size. And it doesn't matter where we put the tab. I've got a center tab, a left tab. That was my right tab. I think it was the only one I had. So, we'll have a couple of left tabs and a center tab. Or we'll just flip it over because it doesn't matter because we're drawing them on. So anyway, we want it to be this tall and this wide. And we're going to cut the width first so we don't cut in. Well, this one wouldn't matter. We wouldn't cut into the tab because it's a right-handed one, and the way I laid it out, it makes it at the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to do the width. Now that, doing the width first, gives us a nice little extra piece like this. So you're going to save this. Then you want to save this to be our tab template. Okay? We won't need the whole thing, but you want to save at least one for that. Let's cut 4. We'll go crazy. Want to go crazy? Let's go crazy. That was Prince, in case you couldn't tell. I know it was difficult. Believe me, I know. This one's a center tab, so I'm going to do the width on this one. So the center tab kind of looks a little different because it doesn't have this little pointy part on the end. So you're going to want to make sure that your center tab is one that you keep for a template. So you're going to want to do the width first. Get that template, that template. I should have used the same one as the template all the way through, but I feel like living on the wild side. So, yeah, see, these two are the same. The little thingy is on, but if you flip it over, you can't tell. At least not as far as this project will count, and then we'll have a center tab. And then here's our third one. We should have ended up with 4 of these, but we've only got 3 because I messed up the first one as far as cutting the height first. So now we've got 4 And now we need to make tabs. So we're going to put this edge up against this edge to make our tab, because that's the way we measured it. So on this one, we'll make it a center one. Can't believe I can't trace. Okay. Now, we need to cut this back part a 1/2 inch shorter so that this tab sticks out. Okay? A 1/2 inch on this particular paper trimmer is not fun. Why does that look crooked? I think I cut this one crooked. And it still leaves our 1/8 border on the one we cut. The crooked part on this one I'm cutting off, so now we have our tabbed folder. It isn't perfect. It's handmade with love. Okay, so now we're going to do another one. And remember, there was that little teeny notch at the top, which I would draw if I had my pencil. Where'd my pencil go? Unbelievable. How can a person lose a pencil? Oh, there it is. Set it down on the other side of the paper trimmer. And I have one of those great big double bar rotary cutters. I'll tell you a story about how I got that for free. It weighs 6 pounds, by the way. So I had a wonderful rotary cutter from Fiskars. And you can always tell because they have the orange. I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off. They always have the orange on them. This is the trimmer. And then it opens up to a 12-inch platform, so it's huge. I use it folded in half most of the time. You know, this would be easier if I just measured a 1/2 inch and cut it on the line. Because, you know, I'm bright that way. So anyway, I had this gray one that was just a solid board, and it had the rotary trimmer on one end. And I had it for over 20 years. Fiskars has a lifetime warranty on their products. So when mine finally bit the dust, the groove where you cut the paper got too wide, and the rotary, you know what I mean, the blade could move around in there a little bit, and I was having trouble. So I contacted Fiskars, and they said, that's all right, that's covered by warranty. And the guy actually knew the trimmer I was talking about. I'm like, I love that trimmer. I would like to get another one just like it. He said, well, we quit making that about 10 years ago, ma'am. I guess he figured since I'd had it for 20 years, I was a ma'am. And, or at least to him. And he said, go to our website, pick out another comparable, you know, model, and we'll send it to you. I'm like, okay. So I go to the website, and I find this paper trimmer that had a light. A little light shone down and showed me the way, right? I was like, I would like that one. He said, I'm sorry, we're sold out. I'm like, can't you just put me on the list to send me one when it's in stock? And he's like, no, I can't. Pick another one. So, needless to say, I went through 2 or 3. Because I really wasn't sure about the big one, and this big one is expensive. It's like $130 or $40. And I'm not the kind that I was shocked at the $70 price. But then I looked at comparable paper trimmers, and they're all about the same price. So finally, I said, okay, well, I guess I'll ask for the expensive one. And I asked for the expensive one, and he was like, okay, it's in stock. We'll send it to you. That's crooked. There we go. See, it was crooked by that much. It was making me crazy. And so they sent me the expensive one. So now I have the big fancy expensive one. Took me a while to get used to it. I didn't think I liked it. I actually set it aside for several months, thinking, well, that was a bad choice. But I had a rotary, so I picked a rotary. Do you know what I mean? I definitely did not, like I said, want to take advantage of their warranty and pick something different. Oz is in here, and when I stood up and walked towards him to go towards the cutter or the trimmer, he jumped up, thought I was going to go somewhere. It's 2:30 in the morning. I usually feed him, and I take my medicine between 3 and 3:30. So he's all excited, thinking it's time. I'm pretending this is a bottom tab. And then we'll make one more top one. So anyway, I got this wonderful trimmer. Fancy one. The double bars are great. I loved that feature right away. It was just the rotary is different than the one with the little blade that you replace, the one with the wire in it or whatever. You have to line the paper up with the edge of the metal and not with a line, okay? So that was very different and difficult for me for some reason. And so, and we are going to keep these as templates anyway, okay? So, I forgot what I was talking about. That's the thing about using the small ones is you have the Amazon Basics on there, but we're going to be covering these with paper, so. I have a smaller rotary cutter as well that I had bought just to try out a rotary. I always buy Fiskars, so this is a Fiskar one as well. And I don't work for them, and I don't get any money if you go over there and get one, or go to Amazon and get one. I don't know if it's cheaper on their website or on Amazon. If I remember correctly, I checked and it was the same. With free shipping on Amazon. I'm not sure. Free shipping would probably kick in on most of theirs if it was like $25 or $30 or more. You can get a little Dollar Tree trimmer if you choose. I'm not going to say you can't, but I'm going to say it's going to break, it's not going to cut as well, and you're going to end up with problems. So you might as well spend the extra $20 and get one that's going to work. Because you're going to replace the other one. It's going to be shoddy, the blade's going to, you know, not work right or something. And this is nothing against Dollar Tree and Crafter Square. What I'm saying is $1.25 or $5 depending. Is there $1.25 store now? It's just not going to be as good. Or crafted as well, I guess. It's going to have less quality materials as well. You know, the thickness and all that. Okay. So now we have this. Now, I want to ink these. So I've chosen for my colors Vintage Photo, Fired Brick, and Forest Moss. So we got red, green, and then the brown to go with the tan. Now I think I am going to go with vintage photo for the folder itself. So that way it's neutral and it matches all the different colors. We'll do all the different pages and elements and such. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do instead of the red. The forest moss is a very, shall we call it moist ink, this particular one that I got. So it's crazy. It's crazy thick. When you put it on, it's really hard to get like a controlled fine line. So even though I would like to use the dark green all the way through, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to. So let's decide how we want to put these together. Do we want to just do it top, center, bottom? How do I have one that's shorter? I don't. I have one that's... How can they all three be different heights? Because this one's crooked. I believe that slid at the end. It did. There we go. Now, what order do we want to do them in? Let's see. I think I definitely want the top one in the front. I'm trying to think. We glue these two together. We'll make a pocket. Oh yeah, we'll make this a side pocket. And then we can glue let's glue this one like this, but we will cut part of it off. And make a flap out of it. Okay. Then let's see. So we will cut this one let's say at 3.5. And we're not going to cut it all the way. We're only going to cut it to where those 3 lines are. They're score lines. I don't know if you can see them on the camera or not. These 3 score lines right here on just the one side of the manila folder. There we go. We're only going to cut down to this first one. Okay? Then we can have somewhere to glue, but we can still have a flap. Alright, so we only want to cut it from here to there. Coffee. Okay, so now when we glue these together, these will make a pocket. We'll glue this to here, this bottom part, and glue this along the bottom and across, and then across here, and that'll give us a pocket right there. Then then on this last one, and we're going to have to put it back together after we ink it. On this last one, let's put the tab at the bottom. Alright, so then we can do the same on this one, only do it at the bottom. Yeah, that'll work. I'm wondering if we couldn't do 2 flaps as long as we left a gap in between. So since this is a square one, let's say we went 2 inches down and 2 inches up, and then we could glue it in the middle and have 2 flaps. Oh, that wouldn't work because the tab is on this, are these little score lines. Well, it would be fine. No, it really wouldn't. Yeah, let's cut it 1/4 of an inch. From this. All right, so that's 3, and let's make it 3.5 from the bottom. It's a little below the line on one, a little above on the other. I think I just made it a little crooked. Okay, and then I thought we could make another one, but because trying to think about what I want to do. I think we could go right at the tab We could still do our double pocket, our double flap. So let's go 3/8. Yeah, I definitely did cut it crooked right there. Okay, then we'll draw a line from there. And then we'll glue it along here, and that'll be enough to hold it. In fact, to cut that really crooked. The scissors get in the way. So as soon as I get done making this straight, if I can, I'm terrible. Try to clean that up a little bit. What I usually do in cases like this is I usually end up making it worse. There we go. So what we could do actually is just take this piece out. There's no real reason to leave it there. So let's go along and ink along everything, whether you think it's going to show or not, because we're going to do, this folding and gluing and such. So glue on these that we've already cut, ink all the way around, everywhere on all 4 folders, all the way here and here, and make sure that you ink along the fold here where it's going to fold. So ink along here as well on your folds. And then also ink at your main fold as well. Okay? Alright, so that's it for this video. And when we come back, we'll have everything all inked, and then we'll glue it together, and then we will start adding papers and doing things in the next video if we get it glued together. Okay, all right, I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.